Hello, everyone. Wonderful to be with you again on one of our Divinely Feminine Wisdom Wednesdays. Kind of a mouthful. Probably have to come up with another name. We'll breathe as I do, even before anybody gets here. As I said last week, I just find myself kind of breathing into this space and holding space for those who show up now or later as we dance with this idea of embracing our divinely feminine wisdom. And I found myself talking about this a lot today in various groups that I was in, and it was surprising to me, and you'd think I would know by now how the idea of our divine feminine and of tapping into our divine feminine wisdom resonates across the board, all genders. There were several very male-identified people in these various calls today, and everybody's nodding their heads. And I think part of that, a lot of that, I think it's always the case, frankly, where we acknowledge that we have this balance of masculine and feminine energy within us, active, receptive, yin, yang, logical, right brain, rational, strategizing, which is typically associated with masculine energy. Remember, it doesn't have to do with male, female, or any gender. Balanced with the right brain, emotional, intuitive, collaborative, cooperative. But I think we can all acknowledge right now that it's a lot of those divinely feminine traits, honoring our intuition, honoring our emotions, honoring our connection to the earth. Oh boy, in this time of when we are being assaulted globally, certainly ongoingly, sadly, through climate change, but also through this pandemic. So this is a particularly timely, although I've spent my life really looking at, my adult life anyway, didn't know who the goddess was when I was growing up, Presbyterian. But when I was introduced to this notion of the divine feminine now, gosh, almost 30 years ago, it was, that's what's been missing. That notion is what was missing for me, the energy of divinely feminine wisdom. And what I do each week, those of you that have joined me before, is I'll just kind of wait to see what goddess bubbles up, what feminine archetype, what feminine example of feminine power wants to bubble up, because I know lots of them because of all my work over the years with the divine feminine and what she means for me and how reclaiming her for the world is so important. This week, I wasn't quite sure where to go. I had ideas for last week and next week. And so I pulled out one of my favorite reference books. It's been around a while. And again, it's always hard to show things up here because they come through backwards. But this is called 365 Goddesses by Patricia Telesco. She's written a bunch of wonderful books. And you can see, you might not be able to read the mirror version of it, but every day of the year, she highlights a different goddess. And the one that she highlighted for today, so this is one that didn't come to me. This is another one, which is always kind of fun, that I didn't know of, but I did find an image of her online, was the Ugandan Goddess. Let's see if I can get her so that both, here, come back a little bit. The Ugandan Goddess Meme, spelled like, like we have memes nowadays. We talk about memes in the world of social media. And October 21st was celebrated as it was a festival of hers. She was considered in Uganda the creatrix of life. She, in her human form, it's said that she taught shamans the art of healing. So she is a goddess. She's particularly apropos this time of year because while she is definitely about healing and wellness and health, she's also about the harvest. And she, and corn in particular, and this day, let's see if the name of it, this day was celebrated in Uganda, and I think it still goes on. I really hope someone can find out and let me know. The Masisi Beer Festival. Doesn't that sound like fun? And what happens with meme and the Masisi Beer Festival is that she is honored on this day, and libations are made for her. Beer is poured onto the ground in her name to ensure a harvest, to ensure a bountiful harvest, and in thanksgiving for the harvest, and for good health and success to come ahead for all of us. She's also considered the goddess of longevity. Just looking at my stuff here, because she isn't one I was familiar with. Longevity, healing, joy, ghosts and ancestors. How perfect is that for this fall time of year? I just wrote an article on my, where did I put it? Is it on my, no, it's going to go up on Your Tango, a blog that I write for, called something about how we need to practice gratitude every day. And I talk about all the different gratitude. Hi, Kathy. I talk about all the different gratitude celebrations that happen around the world this time of year. Thanksgiving, harvest celebrations. A great place if you want to learn more about that. My colleague in New York City, the urban shaman Donna Hennis, has written a wonderful book. I didn't bring with me, so I can't flash it at you, called Celestially Auspicious Occasions. I just love the title. And she goes through and talks about all of the seasonal celebrations that happen around the world. So this Masisi Beer Festival is one of the harvests, and it's one I didn't know about. I didn't mention it when I wrote this article for Your Tango, which will be published sometime in the next couple weeks, not quite sure when. So if you want to learn more about that, and I've written articles about and blogs about gratitude and the harvest in this time of year, certainly. Hey, Lou. And if you want to know more about that and the notion of embracing gratitude, then, check back with me, and I'll let you know when it's going to be up on Your Tango. So as we embrace meme and really acknowledge our connection to the harvest, whether you mean that literally or figuratively, whether it's a metaphor for you or whether you've got projects, or maybe you've got a garden in your backyard and you're harvesting some wonderful things right now. This is the time of year in the earth calendar when we're harvesting. All you have to do is look around you: pumpkins, apples, that kind of thing. Barley would have happened last month, well, actually more in August. There are considered 3 different harvest festivals, and I'll talk about the third one once we get to Halloween, or known as Samhain, Day of the Dead, another one that's celebrated all over the world. But I love that this one in particular in Uganda, this was a celebration of the harvest of millet, which is a grain that you don't see too much of. I used to make a millet casserole when my kids were little, which I thought was terrific, but it got to be a family joke. Oh, we're going to have millet casserole again. Check it out. Millet and corn, maize, are some of the libations and some of the things that if you are inclined to celebrate this Masisi Beer Festival yourself this year, today, then one of the ways that you can do that, this is a time when families gather together, much like our Thanksgivings, and the eldest in the family would pour a libation that I talked about, that offering to meme, to the earth, in thanks and in as a request, as a blessing for abundance to come. You can also, and this is taking on her sort of wellness healing energy. Remember, she taught shamans the art of healing. You can carry a kernel of corn around with you today and imbue it with what it is that you want to, what healing, identify what it is that you want to bring to healing in some part of your life, your mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, wherever you feel like you need healing. The third one, this third one you might want to do before you do a corn blessing sort of ritual at dinner tonight. You take a bowl of beer, and because it is a beer festival, I suppose you could use something else, but if we want to acknowledge and honor Meme, Ugandan Goddess Meme today, take a bowl of beer and put your finger in it, and then imagine all the toxic whatevers that you want to release to pour into the beer, which you will then make as another offering to Meme and a request that let her receive whatever it is that you want to get rid of, to clear the way for health and joy and longevity and all of the things that she represents going forward. So you've got your bowl of beer to release, and I always think releasing is a great thing to do up front anyway, if you're doing any kind of manifesting ritual. So you release it into the beer, pour the beer, get rid of all the stuff that you want to get rid of, so that you can create an open space. I like to remember, even though I never took physics in college, there is a law of physics that says nature abhors a vacuum. So when you create this space within yourself by releasing whatever it is that you want to release into the beer and then giving it back to meme, to transform, you create space for something new to come in. Then you can honor meme by, taking a kernel of corn, a whole ear of corn, you can still find them out there, and blessing it before you eat it. And that becomes, anytime you eat food that you've blessed that way, it becomes kind of a communion in the Christian sense of the word, but it becomes a goddess communion in this case, where you're imbibing the energy, the healing energy of meme that you've asked to come down and fill you. So that's a little bit about meme, and I thought I would share with you a healing chant and I have some healing chants that are, I just kind of know, and actually, yeah, I know several, but what I wanted to share with you today, if you don't, you're getting a lot of interesting resources today. Maybe you already know them. There goes my phone. If you want to explore this particular chant singer, Karen Drucker, just like it sounds, I have had her CDs from the beginning for years and years, and she does very simple chants. I actually did a weekend, Friday night, Saturday, Zoom retreat with her several weeks ago that was just delicious, singing her chants with her, doing just really wonderful self-care work. It was a self-renewal retreat. So check her out, and she has many chants around healing. The one that I thought I'd share with you today, because we can tweak the words a little bit to bring in meme if we want. And I'm not going to play it, because I think if you play tapes on videos, they knock it off because of whatever the copyright stuff is. But please check out Karen Drucker. She's amazing and just such a wonderful person too. So this, which I may have to look down because I haven't got hers memorized completely, this is the chant from Karen Drucker around healing that I invite you to do today in honor of meme before you have your corn and beer-filled dinner. And it goes like this. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. And the change I thought we could make is I allow meme to do what she does. And that would go like this. And you can also, I'll throw this in too. I'm doing joy fills every cell in my body. You can plug in, and Karen does this on her CD. You can plug in joy, peace, whatever you want. But it starts like this. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow meme to do what she does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow meme to do what she does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow meme to do what she does. Breathe it in. Hold in that healing energy, hold in the wisdom and the shamanistic healing of meme in your heart, in your body, wherever you need it, mind, body, heart, or spirit. And just keep singing this. Substitute your own words, whatever you need right now, and enjoy a meal with some corn and beer tonight. Hi, Leslie. Wave, wave. And thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week, same time, same station. And I think I know what goddess is going to come in next week, but I'll surprise you. Bye for now. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.